We're going to talk now to Steve and Nabil, who was at the Istanbul airport with his wife. They were returning from their honeymoon when the shooting began. He is now working for ABC News. And Steve, tell us what you saw and heard when those first shots rang out.
Yes, approximately right before 10 o'clock, we had a flight come in from Athens. We stopped at the airport. We had to leave the baggage claim area and leave the security area because it wasn't connecting tickets. We had to go to other airline check-in counter. So we had to leave and get toward the door. We went to the check-in area. Our flight was a little later, so we had to wait there. We sat by a restaurant area. It's called Nero Cafe. It's approximately 30 yards to 40 yards from the door, the main door from the street. That's when I left my wife with the baggage, and I went to get some food for her from there's a middle aisle, sort of a third level. So I climbed the stairs. I was getting pizza when I heard the first bullets. I looked across and I saw the people running. I realized it's an attack. My instinct kicked in. I ran as fast as I could toward that area that she was in, which was the corner where the guy was shooting.
You must have been terrified to be separated from your wife.
That was the worst feeling ever. And I saw the sea of people flooding toward me, and I was just pushing through them, trying to get through to her. I was praying to God that she didn't leave the area. As long as I could find her, at least I could take her to safety. And then that's when I saw him in the corner, and I saw the bullets flying and echoing the wall.
So how long was he able to shoot?
It was quite a bit, because the time it took me to come from upstairs all the way downstairs to find her, to grab her, take her to hold, there was still shooting going on. So it was, I mean, we were in a tunnel vision, so I can't really estimate the exact time, but it was quite a bit. It was a few minutes that he was spraying, and it was nonstop. Automatic rifles for sure.
And you were holed up with some hot water in case he came your way?
Here's what happened. I pulled her to the hallway. The time the other passengers took to evacuate, it was the time I lost coming back their direction to find her. So we couldn't do that anymore because we were alone in the court facing his direction. So we had to go in the hole behind us. The hole was open, so I figured we'll be sitting ducks in case because the fire kept going on, the bullets kept going on. I broke into a salon. There was a salon. I broke into the salon with her, put her in a storage room, and closed the door behind us. And that's when we heard the third blast, which you saw in the video. And I scrambled for some sort of a knife or something to protect her, and she was crying. I was putting my hand on her mouth, trying to keep her quiet in case she's roaming around and he can hear us. That's when I found the tea kettle with hot water, and I figured if he opens the door, my last resort would be dumping the water in his face, at least give her a chance to run while I wrestle him to the ground. So
Wow.
that was the plan, and that's when I realized we're just waiting him walking the door, because we were about 30, 40 yards from where he was, and I figured if there's a hostage situation, we didn't know how many people were coming to attack. If there was any sort of hostage situation, we would have been the first one to go because we were right there.
Well, thank goodness you are okay. Thank you for sharing your story this morning. Steve and Nabil, thanks very much.
Such a chilling account.